So since now Galaxies is an independent, well, it was always an independent business, but now it's an independent business that really strive to make a difference, because there is at least one guy, you're looking at him, that is fully dedicated to make it happen. I just want to distinguish between my own passion about, let's call it non-traditional organization, which is the way that we choose to run Galaxies based on those principles, and what Galaxy's purpose, mission, and vision is, which is something completely different. So, as I mentioned before, Galaxies are all about of creating a SaaS solution that will disrupt the management consulting industry, while the way that we choose how to run ourselves is more about non-traditional management. And this video is all about when we say we are running autonomous, decentralized, and distributed organization, what we are really mean. But again, this is more about our passion in life, how we want to see ourselves and other operating, and not what we are providing as a service to the world. If someone wants to know how we did it or how we are doing it and wants to leverage everything that we've done so far, it's all on open source, it's all available for everyone to use. You can see it on our site. So just an intro to make sure that we're on the same page. So when we say decentralized and distributed and autonomous organization, we mean that organizations should be more like the complex system that they are working in. So we are working in a market, and the market is complex adaptive system. If we want to survive in this market, the best strategy to have is to adopt the market behavior or modus of operation and to do the same. So if you look at the market, or if you look at your brain, which is also a complex adaptive system, or you look at a city, which is also a complex adaptive system, all of those systems are here for a long time, much more than the 100 years that organization or today's organization structure are based on. And to be honest enough, all of those systems are lasting for a long time and rising and thriving for a long time, while organization, even in the last 100 years, struggling a lot. And there's a lot of data point to prove it, to succeed. So anyway, when we say decentralized organization, we mean that organization can run without a centralized body that controls everything. The same as there is no one cell that controls your brain, and the same that there is no one agent that controls the market, there shouldn't be any one person or any group of people that control an organization. There should be, though, a very clear purpose that provide as the magnet, as the energy that attract people in order to reach and work together in order to reach a very compelling purpose. So when we say decentralization, we mean that there might be still, from our perspective, organizations are fractals. So there might be, it is a structure when one element contains another element, that contains another element, that contains another element. But there is no point in time where one element is controlling another element. Every element knows what is their purpose. Every element knows what is the part of their purpose to reach the purpose of the whole. And every part of the system is working diligently and very hard to reach its purpose without a certain function or a certain group that control it. there might be groups that their function is to coordinate or to support another functions that are directly providing the functionality that needed to reach a company purpose. But in no way, shape, or form, when we say decentralized organization, we shouldn't have one group or one person that control other groups or other people. So that's decentralized. So decentralized doesn't mean that there is no, it doesn't mean anarchy. It doesn't mean chaos. It means that there is a different way how to convince people to reach a certain goal, different than the control system that we have so far in place. That, by the way, doesn't prove to be working, because the amount of companies that started and never reached even maturity is pretty high. And the amount of people that reach maturity and after several years, I think the average right now is 15, disappeared. It's a proof that there's a problem with the current control system. So this is what we mean when we say decentralized. Then we say distributed, and this is pretty simple and self-explanatory, because distributed means that you need to distribute authority and decision making to all the groups that you created and gave autonomy to do whatever they want. So they're all going hand in hand. Once you decentralize, it means that you give autonomy to groups, different type, different size of groups, and you give autonomy to people within the groups. So that's given. Once you've done that, you also distribute decision making and you distribute authority to each one of those groups and each one of the people within the groups. Now, distribution and autonomy can be varied. So you can give it to one big group, like a division, that still control what's going inside, which is not decentralized and distribute an autonomous organization. Or you can break it to a lower group up until you give the smallest group that you have and each and every individual in those groups autonomy, and you distribute them decision making and authority. So there's a huge variety of options from giving just division, autonomy, and to distribute decision making and authority to them, all the way down that you're doing it to people within the lowest group that you have. One way or another, in organizations that are decentralized and distribute and autonomous, there shouldn't be any central control. So when we say, again, I'm repeating myself, I know it's bad, but I feel comfortable doing it. So when we say decentralized, distribute, and autonomous organization, we mean an organization that doesn't have central control, and there is a variety of ways or levels how you're going to distribute decision making and authority and provide people and groups the ability to make their own decision and fastly perform or act based on their decision without a central control or committees or any other mechanism that we know, boards of directors, or any other mechanism that control organization today and prove not to be working. Instead of those strict mechanism of command and control, whether you like it or not, that's the term, we can take from complex adaptive system what works for them and makes them successful and adaptive so many years. And what makes them successful and adaptive is a very sophisticated feedback loops that they are getting from within the system and, much more important, outside of the system. And those feedbacks are created in a very sophisticated way that they are notifying the right function within the system that actually can make a difference and fix the problem very fast. And due to that mechanism, there isn't any middleman. So something happened on the outside, someone in the inside knows what he needs to do. He knows what he needs to do, and he doesn't need to ask for any permission. He's just doing it. So the reaction is the response is extremely fast since something happened to the outside until something done internally. And it's not just ended there, because the feedback loops still send indication and keep in tune the internal function with the external events to make sure that if a change needed, the internal function knows exactly what to do. This system is 10 times much more better than board of directors and committees, because it doesn't matter how many 6 or 7 or 8 or 20 people you're going to put in the room that believes that they know everything. No way that they can know or have the understanding of a sophisticated feedback loop mechanism that sucks information and push it into the enterprise for hundreds or even thousands of sources. So that's all. Those are decentralized, distribute, and autonomous organization. I hope that you understand that there's a variety of options. You don't have to go to the extreme on one side or the extreme on the other side. Just as I stated in the beginning in Galaxies, we are more toward the extreme side, where we are pretty sure that we need to give people autonomy and to distribute decision making and authority to each and every individual within the company. I hope that it helps you. I hope that I didn't create more confusion than you started to listen to this video. I know it's long, but I know it's a topic that it's very hard for people to digest, since it's completely different from what you tend to see in today's organization. Thanks.